Okay, special training, that's what we're going to do today. Clean room, clean shoes, shoe covers, everything we're working with should be used with gloves. We should work with gloves in this laboratory. This is the microscopy laboratory, and we have our shoe covers here. So before entering this room, we need to put on the shoe covers, and when the shoe covers are used, then we throw them in there. And you're not supposed to step on this mat, because this is just a collection for the dust. And we put the shoe covers on already before we go in. That's it. So this is the S-4800 SEM that we're going to work on today. And it's in idle. It's always on. You can see that if you turn on the screen, that it's active. And here is where you can handle your files. And this is a unit for the EDS, which is a separate unit that we will talk about in a different video. And here's the logbook that needs to be filled out. And now we booked the SEM for 2 hours. So we're going to take some pictures. And it was used today between 1 and 2 o'clock on the wood sample, and it was okay. So it's been idle for 3 hours. One of the most important things before you start is that you check the cold trap. Now, if you are not very picky with the quality of your images, then you don't need to check the cold trap. But if you want to have nice images, the cold trap needs to be full. And we can open it here, and we can look, and it's essentially empty. But it should be like a little snow tower here. And you can see it's coming out a little bit of air there. But sometimes you're lucky and you can take off this one, and then you have a funnel here. Put the funnel in, and somebody has left liquid nitrogen here. And today we are lucky, so we don't need to go and pick up more liquid nitrogen. So you're filling up the cold trap, and you don't want to overfill here. You just fill about, well, you let it fill a bit, and then you let it settle, because if you overfill, you're going to spill out liquid nitrogen over the entire microscope, and everything will become very, very brittle, and maybe you will crack something. So we wait for a little bit now. And I can actually hear, if you pour straight into the hole, you can hear if you are reaching, or the level of liquid nitrogen is reaching the top. Because you hear the liquid nitrogen hitting the surface in there. There. Okay, probably take. That's enough. So I fill in almost all of it. Funnel goes out. And we put the lid back on there. So when you reach this machine, it should be, you never need to touch any buttons here. They're always the same. And you may want to turn on this screen here. This is the camera that shows you inside the microscope. So if I turn this one on, here, that's the camera and I turn on the power, you can actually see inside the microscope. And we use this camera for ensuring that our sample is located in the right way when we enter into the chamber of high vacuum. And this is essential so for you, and you don't want to rush things when you are at this stage, when you're loading your sample, because if you drop the sample inside the chamber, somebody needs to come here and disassemble the whole machine, and that will take a week to get it back and going. So when you load your sample, you use this camera and you do it slowly. I will show you how this is done in reality in a few minutes from now. Right now we're going to do the sample preparation.